A cylinder seal is a small round cylinder, typically about 1 inch in length, engraved with written characters or figurative scenes or both, used in ancient times to roll an impression onto a two-dimensional surface, generally wet clay. Cylinder seals were invented around 3500 BC in the Near East, at the contemporary sites of Susa in southwestern Iran and Uruk in southern Mesopotamia. They are linked to the invention of the latter unregistered trademark cuneiform writing on clay tablets. They were used as an administrative tool, a form of signature, as well as jewelry and as magical amulets. Later versions would employ notations with Mesopotamian cuneiform. In later periods, they were used to notarize or attest to multiple impressions of clay documents. Graves and other sites housing precious items such as gold, silver, beads, and gemstones often included 1 or 2 cylinder seals, as honorific grave goods. The seals themselves are typically made from hard stones and some are a form of engraved gem, but they may use glass or ceramic such as Egyptian faience. Many varieties of material such as hematite, obsidian, steatite, amethyst, lapis lazuli and carnelian were used to make cylinder seals. As the alluvial country of Mesopotamia lacks good stone for carving, the large stones of early cylinders were imported probably from Iran. Most seals have a hole running through the center of the body, and they are thought to have typically been worn on a necklace so that they were always available when needed. While most Mesopotamian cylinder seals form an image through the use of depressions in the cylinder surface, some cylinder seals print images using raised areas on the cylinder. The former are used primarily on wet clays. The latter, sometimes referred to as roller stamps, are used to print images on cloth and other similar two-dimensional surfaces. Cylinder seals are a form of impression seal, a category which includes the stamp seal and finger ring seal. They survive in fairly large numbers and are often important as art, especially in the Babylonian and earlier Assyrian periods. Impressions into a soft material can be taken without risk of damage to the seal, and they are often displayed in museums together with a modern impression on a small strip. Uses: cylinder seal impressions were made on a variety of surfaces: amulets, bales of commodities, bricks, clay tablets, cloth, components of fabricated objects, doors, envelopes, storage jars. Theme-driven, memorial, and commemorative nature. The images depicted on cylinder seals were mostly theme-driven, often sociological or religious. Instead of addressing the authority of the seal, a better study may be of the thematic nature of the seals, since they presented the ideas of the society in pictographic and text form. In a famous cylinder depicting Darius I of Persia, he is aiming his drawn bow at an upright enraged lion impaled by 2 arrows, while his chariot horse is trampling a deceased lion. The scene is framed between 2 slim palm trees, a block of cuneiform text, and above the scene, the Faravaha symbol of Ahura Mazda, the god representation of Zoroastrianism. Cylinder seals. The reference below, Garbini, covers many of the following categories of cylinder seal. Dominique Collon's book First Impressions, which is dedicated to the topic, has over 1,000 illustrations. A categorization of cylinder seals, Akkadian cylinder seals. Akkadian seal, circa 2300 BC, stone seal with modern impression. See National Geographic Ref. The glyptic shows God in barge, people, and offerings. Assyrian cylinder seals. Cypriot cylinder seals. Egyptian cylinder seals. Egyptian Naqada period. Egyptian faience. See Pepioix link. Hittite cylinder seals. Clay envelope usage, etc. See Cultip. Kassite, cylinder seals. Mitannian cylinder seals. Old Babylonian cylinder seals. Persian cylinder seals. See Darius I, Robinson Ref. Proto-Elamite cylinder seals. Sumerian cylinder seals. Seals of the moon god. See Sin, see Ref, Seal of Ur-Nammu, 2112-2095 BC. Close-up picture of seal, and adjacent modern impression, high resolution, 2x 3x natural size. Shamash pictographic seals. See Mari, Syria. Neo-Sumerian cylinder seals. See Ref, seated god, and worshippers, cylinder seal, and a modern impression, pages 40. Syrian cylinder seals. See also. Seal, impression seal, stamp seal, LMLK seal, mud brick stamp, scaraboid seal. References. Further reading, Barn, Paul. Lost Treasures, Great Discoveries in World Archaeology, ed. by Paul G. Barn c. 1999. Examples of, or discussions of stamp seals, cylinder seals and a metal stamp seal. Colon, Dominique. First Impressions, Cylinder Seals in the Ancient Near East 1987, 2005. Very comprehensive and up-to-date account, with many illustrations. The author has compiled several of the volumes cataloguing the collection of cylinder seals in the British Museum. Colon, Dominique. Near Eastern Seals 1990. Shorter account which also includes stamp seals. Part of the BM's Interpreting the Past series, Frankfurt, H. Cylinder Seals, 1939, London. A classic, though obviously doesn't reflect later research. Garbini, Giovanni. Landmarks of the World's Art, The Ancient World, by Giovanni Garbini. General eds., Bernard S. Myers, New York, True Copplestone, London, c. 1966. Discussion, or pictures of about 25 cylinder seals. Also lists the scaraboid seal, an impression seal. Metropolitan Museum of Art. Cuneiform texts in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, tablets, cones, and bricks of the 3rd and 2nd millennia BC, Volume 1. The final section of the book concerns cylinder seals, with a foreword describing the purpose of the section as to instigate research into cylinder seals. The cylinder sealing on the bricks was done multiple times per brick. Some are of high quality, and some are not. Metropolitan Museum of Art. Ancient Near Eastern Art METR. Muss of Art Photograph Studio, designed, Alvin Grossman, photography, Linton Gardner, c. 1984. 56 pgs. Metropolitan Museum of Art. Beyond Babylon, Art, Trade and Diplomacy in the 2nd Millennium BC, ed. Jonah Ruz 2008. Many cylinder seals of the period illustrated in color with impressions and descriptions. National Geogr. Soc. Wonders of the Ancient World. National Geographic Atlas of Archaeology, Norman Hammond, Consultant, National Geogr. Soc 1994, 1999, Reg or Deluxe ed. Origins of Writing, section, pages 68–75. Akkadian cylinder seal, with its modern seal impression. Pages 71. Robinson, Andrew. The Story of Writing, Andrew Robinson c. 1995, paperback ed., c. 1999. A Namu cylinder seal, with 2095 BCE hieroglyphs, 2x3x. Darius I, impression only, of chariot hunting scene, 2x, Car 500 BCE. External links, a collection of seals and scarabs from international collectors and galleries, accompanied by an archaeologist, Seals on the Persepolis Fortification Tablets, by Mark B. Garrison and Margaret C. Root, at the Oriental Institute webpage, Cylinder Seal of Pepii Merera. Serpentinite, click on Pictures. Cassite, Seal Impression, Department of the History of Art, University of Pennsylvania, Seal Impressions, High-Res, God Symbols Explanations. 3D development simulation of the cylinder seal of Idnai Sharam on YouTube.